So they've lost one early. Sterling's still there and has been joined by Kamfa. Well, Bernie got an absolute beauty from Muzarabani.
No run.
And so there'll be concern from that end. You were spot on. The fact that there's a little bit more when you come from the city end. And I think Curtis Kamfa actually produced some of those deliveries today when he had his spell that really set Zimbabwe back.
Yeah, but the interesting thing was Curtis Kamfa's probably around 170 centimeters tall. Don't ever get the sense of being at risk of physical injury.
No run.
A couple of those Mzarabani deliveries really get you.
Right at the top of those big stands away to our right. Just looking down. Talking about some of the greats in the game and how well they've played and how they've gone about in various scenarios in ODI cricket. This came up a few days ago, and we talk about Skandar Raza, but just draw your attention to Virat Kohli. Highest averages in winning causes in ODI cricket. And so he's about 6,000-7,000 runs ahead of everybody. Average is great, and then just throw in 4,200s there. 4,200s. Room. A little bit of a missed field. Sterling wants to get a move on. 4,200s in winning causes, Darlington. It's mind-blowing.
Absolutely sensational. He's so far ahead of everybody on that list. Nearest to him is Babar Azam with 15. Shy Hope, West Indies.
Very good afternoon to my co-commentator Victor Pizza.
Good afternoon, Tino. Yeah, it's going to be a good contest. There's just a little bit of something in it for the seamers, isn't it? There's already some bounce that we've seen from Muzarabani. Generally, you will get some extra bit of bounce. but he's bowling now with good pace. It was his first over. There's a little bit wayward, but now he's found the right radar.
Yeah, he was the first of the Zimbabwean bowlers at the luncheon break. I don't even think he had some. If he did, maybe a couple of spoonfuls. He was out in the middle, a couple of shuttles, and then made sure that he was warmed up and ready to go well before everybody else. Shows a very professional attitude. Did you tend to have your lunch when you were bowling in the afternoons?
I did. Not much though. It's very difficult, but generally what happens is just before the end of an innings, the bowlers will probably go for a lunch, but unfortunately he was probably batting. He was getting ready to bat, and so they got bowled out and probably rush up, take off his pads and stuff, and then maybe have something to eat, something very light. Because it's important to have some lunch though, because you want the energy, isn't it? The first spell might be okay, but it's what happens in your second spell when the captain wants you to come in, still bowl at good pace, good energy, and then also at the end of an innings, are you able to maintain the energy? So it's quite important to at least get enough into your system to maintain the energy throughout the innings, and throughout the bowling innings actually.
Outside edge, and it'll run away for 4. He's disappointed. Zarabani dismissed Paul Sterling with a very similar delivery in the first one-day international. Got the outside edge, this one a lot thicker.
About getting the right balance, isn't it? Do you have a second slip? Do you have somebody at gully, or do you have the extra bit of protection on the offside? Well, there's the guy, extra fielder at cover. It's a thick outside edge which manages to go for 4.
$42 for 1.
Bowler, I think, yeah.
38 for 1, Zimbabwe were at this stage. Ireland ahead. 42 for 1.
You're asking me to take mine off. That's my protection.
And the first change in the Zimbabwean bowling innings, Trevor Gwandu. Very much in the infancy of his one-day international career, but over this busy summer that Zimbabwe's had, he's had a fair opportunity across the 3 formats. And that one just dragged down first up.
When you have a good start with the ball, I think it's a steady start by Zimbabwe, having picked up the wicket of Hannibal Burney, who's gone for 11, is that your follow-up bowler is so important. We saw Newman bowl the other day, bowled a maiden in his first over. So Trevor comes into the side, big opportunity for him to just settle into this team, but the start will be very crucial. Just drifting down that leg side. Once he got his rhythm going in the test matches, he really struggled, I think, from the one end. in the airport end in Bulawayo, he really struggled to get his rhythm. But when he bowled from the city end, he got the ball nice and full, good pace, good bounce, and that's just what they need. Just confirmation of that ball just drifting down that leg side.
Yeah, it's interesting seeing him bowling from the golf course end, because generally the breeze goes east to west, which is from his left to his right. And being a genuine away swing bowler, he often bowls from the opposite end, and that breeze goes over his right shoulder and assists him to take the ball away from the right-hander. I guess not much of a breeze at the moment.
That's why it makes it so difficult now, because you probably feel that Irvine's probably going to give Blessing one more over, because you probably feel, well, he's going to give him 5. Looks like he's found his rhythm. Can he at least just get one more wicket in this power play?
These are good lengths from Gwandu.
What's he got, 14s? These are 11s.
In a few matches I've seen him play in recent times, he just seems to have got his lengths a lot better. A little bit all over the place in his first few matches. No expensive in the test match as well, but I've seen a nice progression in white ball cricket. Now that's short, and Paul Sterling is not going to miss out on that. First 6 of the innings to end the 9th over, 49 for 1.
Yeah, it was a good over, that. And apart from that final delivery of the over, that goes for 6. He bowls a dot ball, he's only gone for the 1 run, but unfortunately, he bowls a short one. That'll be wide. And that's what Sterling was looking for. 50 comes up for Ireland.
I've seen Muzarabani do this a bit in the last couple of months, going back to even the test matches against Afghanistan, bowling wide down the left side. Is that an issue of the wrist behind the ball? Is it collapsing?
Yeah, it just tends to fall away a touch. And when he gets his timing wrong at the crease, he just pushes one down the leg side and doesn't really finish his action. So generally bowlers like Muzarabani relies heavily on his rhythm. So once, and his timing, is that once he gets his timing right at the crease, that's when he gets a little bit of, like, zips through the crease, and his wrist position stays in a good position.
Highest totals without a 6 at Harare Sports Club. 264 against the Netherlands, 2022-23. 255 versus Pakistan, very long time ago. 2002, 2003. Today, 245, third on the list.
2002, 2003, before your time?
That was well before my time. I was still in high school at the time, trying to get into the first team. And then 238, 236 against the West Indies and Ireland, respectively, 2023. And then way back in 2010, 2011. Didn't realize actually that there wasn't a 6 in the Zimbabwe innings today. And that Paul Sterling 6 last over was the first one of the game. Cut away, just over. Wesley Madeira at backward point, and it'll run away for 4.
Loves playing square of the wicket, Curtis Camphor. Yeah, just waits for it. The extra bit of bounce, actually on his toes when he hits that. He just needs to get a little bit, he got enough bat on it to get it over backward point to get a boundary.
Yeah, he's a busy cricketer. Just Muzarabani seeing a bit of extra bounce that we've seen when he gets it right. I wonder if he should really be coming down the crease to him and moving around the crease so much. I guess it's his makeup and that's what gets him into the game. Just wondering if maybe it might be detrimental if he's moving around a little too much at the crease just to Muzarabani because of that extra bounce we've seen.
And also the fact that if you just look at the game plan at the moment, Muzarabani is probably going to bowl one more over. This is probably his final over in this power play, and then they'll change. And the whole idea for him bowling this extra over in this power play is to try and get a wicket. So you can be a little bit watchful. I think we had this discussion in the first game about the lengths that he bowls and the natural length of tall bowlers. What is the normally you feel, well, their natural length is to bowl back of a length. That's why they're so effective in wide ball cricket, because batters just can't hit them down the ground because of that extra bit of bounce that they get. It's trying to bowl that length more consistently, especially with a new ball. It's an advantage that you have as a bowler. I just think at times he just bowls a touch too short. Dot to finish the over, 57 for 1.
Second power play, and a very good one in the context of the game for Ireland. 57 for 1, 14 ahead of where Zimbabwe were, 43 for 1, same amount of wickets lost. And just requiring 4.72 to the over from here on. I guess when you look at that power play and what we've just seen, the Irish technical team and the rest of the change room, we're quite happy.
They are very happy. And you sort of look at how they've gone on their business here. Sterling generally very aggressive within the power play. He tries to utilize the restrictions within the first 10. And he's only going at a strike rate of just under 70. So he understands the importance of having a good start in the first 10 and try to just get partnerships. That's why it was so important. You probably feel the position that Zimbabwe were in to try and get to at least 260, 270, because then you need a much better start with the bat. Look at the required run rate. At the moment, if you just bat decently enough and you go to 57 for 1, there's no damage, then that required run rate just drops. So, yeah, it's a wonderful start, this. Zimbabwe, on the other hand, they would have wanted to have picked up at least another wicket, at least 2 more.
Oh, no ball called. That's what you don't want to be giving to a team that's scoring comfortably, almost 6 to the over.
Interesting to see Yeah, it's an area that he struggles with as well. We also saw a few from Richard in the previous game, in the test matches. He bowled a lot of no balls in the test matches as well. So just getting those disciplines right. Be interesting to see what feel set he has to Sterling, because Sterling will be eyeing that leg side boundary. He can change the field, because it was Camphor that was on strike. Now they've rotated the strike, so Sterling is back on strike there. So once the free no ball has been called, he can change the field. He can make the adjustment.
Yeah, well, he's got the deep backward square, and he's got a 45. Long on. Third. And a backward point on the boundary. So this tells me full wide outside the off stump.
Yes, no, yes.
Wide ball called. It's gone through the keeper, and the over's not looking good.
No, not at all. That's a little bit sloppy, that, isn't it? You probably just think, okay. You can sort of understand from the bowler's point of view what he's trying to do. He's trying to bowl it way outside the off stump, just inside the wide line. But he's just gone too wide, and it goes through the keeper. More runs for Ireland.
Sterling probably doesn't hit that as well as he would have wanted, but let's have a look at the power play.
There was some swing on offer for the left-hander, and then some lovely shots at Hannibal Burney, just the punch down the ground, especially the swinging ball, and he just got a beauty. And blessing Muzirabani was picked up another wicket in the power play. Big hit, always searching, looking for that short delivery, and Camphor just walked to the crease and got a boundary. So just a steady power play for Ireland.
No run!
Yeah, you just look at that power play package, especially the boundaries that were scored off. They weren't all in there, I don't think, to Ngarawa. Just very full. Placid deliveries, nothing behind the ball. It's disappointing, really, because when he gets it right, gets the ball hitting the right areas to the right or the left-hander, he's very, very effective. I wonder if maybe all the cricket that's gone on during the summer, there might just be a little bit of tiredness coming along.
Go back with Papa Soti.
Nice one, kid.
Go back with Papa.
Come boys, come boys, come boys.
Oh, good lad.
Long way to go, boys.
Hey? Yeah.
We all know who that is, Spider-Man.
No run.
He was looking a little healthier than we've seen him before, that Spider. 65 for 1. Greenworm well ahead of the red after 11 overs. 65 for 1. Not much has troubled the Irish batters so far this afternoon. Zimbabwe at this stage with 20 runs behind. 45 for 1. And it's Ngarawa who comes back into the attack, 0 for 18. from his 4 so far. Mid on and mid off up. Sweeper square on the offside and third. Bit of an appeal. Alauddin Palika says there was nothing.
Garava wasn't sure whether he got the outside edge, but keeper backward point, well, they thought he got something on that one. Let's just have a look here. Yeah, good decision.
Come on.
That's pitching outside the leg stump. Otherwise, wouldn't have been a bad shout.
Yeah, he's got a few to just go across Sterling. His first 2 deliveries, and this one is a little bit straighter, trying to swing it back into the right-hander. Just outside leg stump. Easy decision for the umpire.
Yeah, now there's definitely swing there. And that's what he was trying to do the previous delivery, getting it to come back. We were talking about Richard Ngarava, and is there maybe a little bit of tiredness creeping in the body? It's been a long summer for Zimbabwe, going back to mid-November when they took on Pakistan, and then Afghanistan in a full series, and then coming into this. There's been 16 international matches, and he's missed just 1 of those.
Yes, come in.
6 white ball matches against Pakistan, 2 tests against Afghanistan, which is the one he missed, the Boxing Day test, and then 6 white ball matches there as well. And then the test match for this tour, and then the first ODI a couple of days ago, and this second one.
Not a lot of rest in between, is it? After that first test match against Ireland, there was a few days off, then they played the first. But all these 3 test matches, there's ODIs, not test matches.
Yeah.
Just a quick run, get back to that. End of the over. 68-4.
Yeah, Zimbabwe asked to bat again. 245. Madevere 61. Raza 58. Markade, the bowling lead there, 4 for 54, but it was Kamfa who made the difference. With his 3 for 13 and 5, middle part of the Zimbabwean innings. And chasing that down at the moment. Ireland just need 178 and 38 overs. 9 wickets still intact. Yeah, so you want to pick up on that Richard Ngarawa conversation.
He has the break in between. He played on 2 days ago. It's a 1 day in between all these 3 one-day games, and he's such an important bowler for Zimbabwe. So at times you need to find the right balance. Do you rest him? Do you give him a break for 1 or 2, let his body recover? Because he's probably at his best if he's bowling at his good pace, good bounce, and he's running through the crease. The one thing that he won't be effective though is when he doesn't have that energy that we spoke about earlier.
Yeah, to add to that, Zimbabwe's